Character Shashi was beautiful and gentle. She was an Indian housewife. Her daily job was just to keep the house perfectly organized. Every morning before dawn, Shashi had to get up 3 hours early to make breakfast tailored to everyone's tastes, making sure everyone got something delicious to eat. But her efforts didn't earn her any respect from her family. Her daughter had nothing to talk about with her. Her husband also looked down on her because she couldn't speak English. In India, English is an official language and a symbol of status. Her husband felt Shashi was an embarrassment. He couldn't take her out in public because she didn't speak English. So every day he used his wife as a bad example. He'd tell his son that if he didn't study hard, he'd end up just like his mom. Shashi was deeply hurt by her husband's prejudice. One day her husband had something come up and couldn't go to their daughter's parent-teacher conference. Shashi practiced her English really hard so she could go to the meeting at school, but her daughter wouldn't let her go to the conference. The reason was that Shashi would embarrass her. Shashi got very angry and insisted on going to the school meeting. But at the conference, she realized she couldn't understand any of the English being spoken. She just awkwardly used hand gestures. Her daughter was so embarrassed. Shashi watched the other parents communicating fluently in English and felt like she was in a different world. She was too scared to speak up again.
कि तुम बीमार हो और डैड आउट ऑफ टाउन पीटीए का मतलब भी जानती हो
Her daughter thought her mother was an embarrassment and didn't want Shashi to attend the parent-teacher conference. Shashi insisted on going, but at the school, she couldn't understand English and could only awkwardly use hand gestures. Her daughter was so embarrassed. Watching the other parents talk fluently in English, Shashi felt like she wasn't in the same world as them and was too scared to speak up again. On the way home, her daughter wouldn't stop scolding Shashi. Shashi turned her head with tears in her eyes, but her daughter was relentless. It was obvious that Shashi had no status at all in her family. Her husband had no respect for her at all, so her daughter and son dared to act so brazenly. Her husband got a call from America. It was Shashi's sister, inviting the whole family to her wedding. The whole family was very excited, only Shashi was worried. Her husband had to work, and her daughter had to go to school, so Shashi had to go to America by herself first. But she didn't speak English. How was she going to get by in a foreign country? No one cared what Shashi thought. The whole family was lost in the excitement of the upcoming wedding. The night before she left, Shashi couldn't sleep all night. She opened up a New York Times newspaper. She realized she couldn't recognize a single word. She was flying to America alone tomorrow.
Not allowed to bring food articles into the United States of America.
My English weak.
Ma'am, how will you manage in our country if you don't know English?
Shashi couldn't speak English. It was her first time traveling abroad and she had to fly alone. On the plane, she was thirsty and hungry, but she was afraid to talk to the flight attendant. Luckily, the passenger next to her was very kind. He helped her ask the flight attendant for water and helped her translate line by line. Shashi couldn't understand the English movie. He slowly explained the dialogue to her. He even treated her to red wine. Shashi was very grateful in her heart. Maybe this experience brought her good luck. After arriving in the US, everything went unexpectedly smoothly. There were all kinds of people on the streets of Manhattan. Nobody laughed at her here. She felt respected for the first time. It was not a big deal that she couldn't speak English. Nobody looked down on her here. Seeing the friendly smiles of the people around her, Shashi gradually regained her confidence. But after returning home, the situation was different again. The family was discussing wedding arrangements in English. Shashi felt left out again. As an Indian woman, she could get help from strangers, but she couldn't get respect from her family. Shashi looked at her family discussing excitedly. She pretended to feel unwell and hid in her room alone. Her niece noticed that Shashi was not acting like herself, so she took her out for a walk. On the way, her niece saw an advertisement for a training institution. The ad said she could learn English in 4 weeks. Her niece laughed and said there was no such good thing. The speaker had no intention, but the listener took it to heart. Shashi made an important decision. She was going to learn English in 4 weeks.
Yes, we have nice coffee. We have the best coffee in Manhattan. Huh? You know what? I'm gonna give you an Americano.
Lady, I don't got all day.
Shashi couldn't speak English. The advertisement on the bus said you could learn English in 4 weeks. Her niece laughed, saying it was all a scam, but Shashi secretly jotted down the number. She nervously signed up in broken English. After hanging up, she felt both nervous and excited. It was like she had found a chance to change her destiny. The English class was full of all kinds of people. There was a nanny from Mexico, a chef from France, and housewives like Shashi. For the first time, Shashi realized there was nothing to be ashamed of for not speaking English. English was just a regular language. She was no worse than anyone else. When it was her turn to talk about her job, Shashi was embarrassed. She said she just made and sold some sweets from home. Her teacher immediately taught her the word entrepreneur. He told her that by selling her sweets, she was an entrepreneur. Shashi had never imagined she could have a career. The French chef told her, "You make make food with love and share that love with everyone. You're not just an entrepreneur, you're an artist. It was the first time Shashi had heard such praise. She was too touched to speak. When she got home, she immediately called her husband, but he just laughed, saying she was being ridiculous. A housewife who makes sweets and can't even speak English well, what kind of entrepreneur did she think she was? Her newfound confidence was shattered. Shashi fought back tears, secretly vowing to master English.